Support for this podcast comes from the patrons at patreon.com/FML FPL. Okay, we're gonna move them on. It's a big pod, dude. It's a big weekend.
Yeah, babe.
A lot of blowouts. A lot of
blood.
A lot of blood. A lot of goals. A lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get that many of them, but there were a lot in the atmosphere.
Oh my god, dude! It's like, well, I guess this is the weekend where I start doing crazy fucking ass shit because my season's over already.
It's not, but it definitely felt that way with the double Kai cap, and then what Mo did. Yeah, so
Jesus Christ.
Spoiler alert, we both capped Kai. I got 69 points, but I hit in Kai, so 65.
We got the same points. I got one less than you. Same points.
So I did Wood and Raf out for Broja and Kai, so net points in theory, except I captained Kai, so net minus 1 million points because I would have been on Mo probably.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if that's true. The way we were talking about Mo, I might have gone like Cancelo or Son or some shit if I didn't hit in Kai. So I don't know.
Something wild.
Probably being too harsh, but that's just how it feels in the moment. I mean, 69% of the top 10K capped Mo, so he did the stuff and it killed us. But yeah, I mean, there's not much else to talk about when it's a week like this, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth going back to check our process and to see like if we were like what happened, because typically, something of this magnitude doesn't typically happen to us in terms of I feel like this type of aspect of the game. But yeah, it did.
It did. Yeah. I mean, we'll get more into it, but in terms of like how the rest of our week go, like who fucking cares?
Doesn't matter.
Our guy,
nothing else really matters.
Trent, everyone has got points. Like no one else kept cleans. No one else really got points. It was just Mo or no. So
I mean, I got Livramento points.
Yeah, I got a gym assist, a Broja goal. Antonio. But like
Antonio scored.
It just doesn't matter.
Realistically, when you get 48 from your captain, then whatever.
And the other people don't.
It's like the sinking, high tide rises boats or something. Like that's the thing that nothing else really matters that much.
Loose
it's
lips,
either you got
sink
that
ships.
No, like the high tide. You know what I'm talking about. Some people know what I'm talking about.
I obviously don't.
Yeah, of course we see this. But if you get 48 from your captain, then the rest of the team is like whatever, paper cry. It doesn't really make a difference.
As long as they played, it doesn't matter. So let's jump to the league. Shout out to the 3 FML FPL Prize League Mug League leaders for October. So far, 1 game week to go. I am no longer on top, as you might have figured out by the first part of the pod so far. But first place is Third Shift Drifter, and second is Sean Williams, aka Magic Money Tree FC, and third place is Gare Duta, aka Duta Kroot. And then the leader of the FML FPL Public League, also the guy who's been in first the whole time, Captain Kai. So he is no longer in first. He plummeted just like us. In first place is Emil List, aka FC Emil, 129th in the world. Good job by you. So do you want to start with Kai or do you want to start with Mo?
I think Chelsea's more interesting to talk about.
Okay. So I think we should just raise our focus on Kai before the rest of the Chelsea stuff. And Ray said, how can we take FPL seriously when you correctly target a 7-0 with the furthest forward attacker as your captain and you get 0 returns? The Kai question. The Kai conundrum.
So what's your takeaway from this little unfortunate event?
Yeah, so I mean, Mo we'll get to later because that's the other side of it, is us being so against an anti-mocap.
Which we got wildly wrong.
Wildly wrong, and I do want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But the first part of targeting a Chelsea attacker who was nailed due to the injuries and capping him, I think we just got it right and got really unlucky. I mean, I know that's like a total cop out, but
I would do it again.
If you do this every time, if you correctly target every 4, 5, 6, 7 nil and captain the striker every time, you will be plus points. This is a fucking freak anomaly thing that just sucks. I mean, it just sucks. It was really fucking brutal. But there's a lot of luck and variance in the game. You have to. I think one thing that pisses some people off more than others is like style of play, which is, I think you and I, without even speaking about it, have always kind of played the same way in all fantasy sports, to be fair, which is I'm trying to win. Like I'm trying to like do the biggest, best thing I can do to blow everyone out of the water and pop off. I'm not playing safe. And I never,
that's true, but I've been very safe this year. I haven't not captained a 12 million player yet until this week. Like I've been on Mo, Ronaldo, Lukaku. Those are the only players I've captained so far. And I think it was just like we saw a unique opportunity here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, same. I mean, I captained like Son one week and, whatever. I think I had one crazy cap, but I had the wood cap that one week, which didn't work out. But,
didn't work.
That's what I'm talking about, though, is some people see the opportunity and go for it, and some people see it and are like, well, I hope it doesn't fuck me. I mean, like most people in our Discord, which are the only people I talk to, I don't talk to Twitter people, we're terrified of not owning Kai. Absolutely shitting themselves. You guys made the right call. This is fucked. I'm hiding behind my couch when I'm watching this game. It's not like we made some crazy read that no one else is on, So, we saw the opportunity, we went for it. I would do it again, like you said. I'm gonna. At points in the season when
different
something
name,
like this happens.
Week, it's
that's it. That's it.
Totally. So, I think that's, and I saw, some people talking about, well, the striker and the Tuchel system and this and that. I'm not going to pretend to be smart enough about reading and watching the tactics in a game to say like, the striker and Tuchel system is fundamentally like just not the best person to get goals and assists.
Right.
There might be something there, but realistically, and he was, pulling a lot of players out of position by making runs and stuff, but he also just scored 2 days ago, on a nice chip and shit. So, a lot of it is also just the way the game goes, and a player not making this pass or a player doing this run instead of that run. The margins are so fine, like you said, right? And when you do see the 7-0 and it's just it's 14 shots on target, it's just a complete one-way traffic. It's a joke, and Krul's like the worst keeper in the league.
He's so bad.
We do it again. We do it again. So I think I think our reasoning going with Kai was fine, and hey, it was a perfect storm of things where if Mo was playing, I don't know, Wolves or Southampton or, whatever, we would probably not have done it because we would have looked at it and said, okay, well, this could be, a 5-0, but this could be 3 or 4-0, right? Or whatever, that kind of thing. So the way that those two things coincided, and then also the 5-0 in Old Trafford, just was the absolute perfect storm of fucking disaster for us. And
the Valley of Despair is exactly what it was. That's the weekend in summary. But maybe we should just talk about Mo before we go to more Chelsea stuff, because it's two sides of the same coin. So, I was thinking about it a lot today. I haven't listened to Anfield Rap yet, but basically what I was thinking is that ironically, because everyone who listens to this pod knows how we feel about Ole. I think we've been probably some of his biggest detractors since he got there, really.
A really long time.
A very long time. Which we've been,
I made very accurate every step of the way, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, ironically, I think we underestimated him. Like in this fixture. Yeah, actually. I really, truly believe that's what happened, because what made them good, and by good, I mean they were easily top 4. I don't mean good challenging for titles, but they were obviously good. What made them good in the past 2 years was defensive possession, defensive structure, don't let one guy beat us, and, our superstars up top might win us a game or two. It was never the other stuff. It was never what they're seemingly trying to do this year, and has emphatically made them worse. Like, Ole got all these new toys, and Ronaldo is a different problem. And he was like, we're going to change the way that we've been playing. We're going to change the way that has made us easily the 4th best team in the league for the past 2 years, whatever it is. And he saw this Liverpool fixture and was like, I'm going to go toe-to-toe with them. Like, I'm going to try and press and try and, put my players in the right position to go out and, like, win this fucking game. Whereas it's always been a hard fixture. Like, the one thing they could always hang their hat on was they were tough in the big games. They were good in the big games. They had some big results. They beat Man City.
Because they didn't try and win.
Yeah, because they played in that way, and it was really hard to break them down, and they're threatening on the counter. And so they beat Man City. They drew with the Liverpool team of 2 years ago. They had really good results. And even though they couldn't always keep Mo in check, they, one goal, that would be a thing. And if he scored one goal, this would be a much different week. But again, like, literally gave the guy we've been shitting on for 3 straight seasons too much credit. And he was too stupid to even realize what was good in his own team and didn't do it. And he just put his players in position to get humiliated, and they did.
Yeah. I mean, I think all of that is exactly what happened. Yeah. And I don't really think we could have expected this.
Right.
So I don't think that, we didn't, there was a stone unturned that we should have looked at. I think this was like a complete bizarre thing that happened. You know what I mean? Like, right. I don't think that there's anything we could have done in anticipation of this game to be like, this is why it's going to be different, because he's going to play this way.
Right.
That's the thing. If anything, it was like, he's going to play 3 at the back.
Yeah.
Is what I was thinking.
I was looking at their numbers, and before even the Liverpool demolition, they were bad. Like, their defensive numbers were bad, much worse. They haven't
kept a clean sheet like all season.
Yeah, much worse than the previous seasons when they legit kept a lot of cleans and were solid. But the big caveat for me, and I think you're with me there, is they haven't played any of the top teams yet. And that was always the thing. They hadn't played Liverpool yet. They hadn't played Man City yet. Chelsea, those are the teams. That's the top 4 right there. They have the worst Champions League group I've ever seen. They just haven't been tested at all yet. So it kind of made sense to me, at least, that like, okay, they think they should win all these games. They're trying to win all these games. And then when the big guys roll up, they're going to do the thing. They're going to do the Ole thing that's brought them success. And he just didn't.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about that where I'm like going back and having a hard time with is this is the same team as last year. They have Ronaldo's the only difference, and that doesn't affect anything in terms of how a game script goes. He's just the guy at the end of the fucking pitch doing nothing but standing in the box and loitering and trying to be on shoulders. So, I think that they were very similarly like bad, but getting results against mid-table, et cetera, last year. But the reason why they were getting top 4 was they were getting some of those results, and they drew every game, and that means that they weren't giving up 2 extra points, everyone. That's a big deal. That adds up. That's a huge thing. And then they were just taking care of business against, Leeds and not Watford, like Everton, whoever the fuck, the bad teams, right?
Yeah.
He has the same team. So how he thinks, like, all of a sudden, maybe one thing that, they talked a little bit about on Anfield Wrap is kind of having the crowd back, is saying, well, if I lose, 3-2, I'm okay with that. And we give them a game, I'm okay with that. But if we lose 1-0 and we play defense for 90 minutes, then that's not as okay.
Right.
But they instead of a 3-2 game, which is probably what he was looking for, it turned out to be 5-0 because the gulf of the teams playing that way is 5-0.
Yeah.
If not more.
Right.
I mean, it could have been 7. Right. If Curtis and Mane know how to fucking find each other, it could have been 7-0. So honestly, 5-0 is flattering.
And the trend, the save on the Trent shot.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just to put in perspective, last year, Chelsea draw, City draw, Liverpool draw, Chelsea draw, City win, and then they lost 4-2 to Liverpool at the end of the season. Like that's what they did. They were all fucking 0-0s, and except for a City 2-0 win,
And if they play this way against Chelsea and City and Liverpool in the return fixture, they will lose every single one of those 6 games.
Demolished.
I guarantee. I would bet my house mortgage, my entire fucking loan on that.
Yeah.
They would lose every single one of those games.
Yeah, so it's either they're going to sack the manager or the manager's going to see what he did wrong and go back to what they did for the last 2 years. But that's remains to be seen.
That's the gabagool. But the other thing to look at it with this is just Mo is interstellar right now. I mean, this isn't something that's like, oh, players on form, blah, 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 right? He's obviously the best player on the planet right now. There's not even a remote debate. Don't have time for that.
Yep.
So, it is looking at, okay, what are we doing playing this game if we want to do well?
Right.
From this point forward, like how much more do we need to see?
Right.
I mean, I'm at nothing. I think it's
It's probably just
we
that
can
kind of
talk
season.
about we can talk about it when they play City and Chelsea again if we don't want to captain him. But if he's fit, you're playing against the field and in a foolish way, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's just not a bet that's, again, until they play City and Chelsea again, it's not a bet that's ever going to be close with anyone in the league.
Yeah, not while we're watching this happen.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah.
I think we did it. We nailed it.
Yeah,
there.
we fucked it. We really fucked it.
Totally did.
And we get things wrong all the time.
And we get to still blame Ole, which is great. Because I love blaming him.
Yeah. But, this one really hurt this weekend, though. It just sucked. It really sucked.
The big difference between me and you is obviously watching that game was absolute fucking bliss. And the last thing I thought about was FPL until it was over. And I was like, damn, fuck that up. But the whole time I was just basically jerking it like this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I didn't even touch my penis.
Yeah, so that's a big difference right there.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so let's go back to Chelsea. Let me read some questions. CB said, if you were late jumping on the Chelsea run of good fixtures, which mid would you get for Newcastle knowing what we know now, Mount or Kai? Tio said, people talking about Chilwell right now the same way they talked about Alonso a few weeks ago. Do you think it's different because we know Chilwell's properly back? Or would you avoid going for one with fear it'll leave inevitable frustrations? And Duet also asked about Chilwell. He said, with the emergence of Chilwell, do you still think Rudiger's the best Chelsea defensive option? So, yeah, he can't stop fucking scoring. What the fuck is he up to? He's literally like 4 in a row, I think. And in the Champions League.
The Champions League.
Actual 4 and 4. Ridiculous.
Well, he's playing double out of position. He plays striker.
Yeah.
I mean, he's there just like Alonso was. He's just better, I guess, now. He's just a better player. So, I mean, Alonso's missed 3 goals worth of he's hit the bar a couple of times, or once he hit the bar once. I mean, he's had, even in the games he's blanked, he's had huge, massive chances for them. So,
right.
Let's start with the midfield question. I mean, what do you see there with Mount? I mean, Mount's 7-5 right now. Kai is 8-1.
Yeah.
Cho is 5-3.
The thing we mentioned, I think, on Friday Night Live is that, well, we first of all, we both liked the Mount pick a lot. We just thought Kai was the better one, so that's why we went there. But I still think both of them are good for the next 2. The difference with Mount is I think he's easily part of their best 11, whereas Kai, I'm not sure. So if you were transferring one in, it's just safer to go Mount, and because you can continue to hold him. He's not like an urgent transfer out when the other guys get fit. Yeah,
he's not going to be a transfer waiting to happen.
Whereas Kai, who knows? It could be this week. It could be next week.
With Rom.
Yeah, no, and like he might be, but what we know now is nothing.
Yeah, totally.
So I would go Mount. It's just so much safer.
Yeah, I agree with that. But the other thing too, though, that we honestly we don't know is we don't have information on Rom and Werner yet. I mean, one of them could be out for 6 weeks. We don't know fucking anything. Yeah. And if that's the case, then Kai's very safe because he's going to be in that too. Absolutely. So maybe we'll get some more insights on this one from the midweek presser or for the presser for the weekend, because I think that's an important thing. I mean, Mount, we come back to the Mount points, right? Banger from outside the box, which he has, right? He has that in his locker. Absolutely. It's certainly not a high percentage goal thing that's going to happen repeatedly. Scored fucked a pen, gets the retake, gets to take it again. He's the 3rd choice on the team. With Rama,
and both pens were awful.
Yeah, both were bad. And with Rama, so second choice on the team behind Jorginho. Fine, gets a pen. And then what was the second goal?
It was the RLC cutback. That was the actual one good chance. That was the one. That was like the tap in. Yeah.
Yeah. But listen, right? We know what Mount is, unless proven otherwise, which, one game against Norwich where he fucking bangs this nuts nonsense is not going to make me think otherwise. He's like an 8-8 player, 8 goals, 8 assists player, 9-9 player. He's fine. He's a ticker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine. And, that's when he's playing, and they have good fixtures, and that's a good pick. So
yeah, absolutely. And the next two are still at Newcastle and Burnley. So good pick.
And, we can also be looking at this after the next 2 games and say, oh, look, Kai got the same points as Mount over these 3 games. It just took a little longer, and it wasn't in one game or whatever.
Yeah.
So, that's another thing that may happen. But you give me the choice of the 2, 11 out of 10 times I take Kai. It's not even a question in my mind.
Take Kai?
Yeah, I want the striker.
You mean for...
No, when we were doing it last week.
Oh, yeah, for last week, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 1,000,000%. Didn't even consider. I mean, I think a lot of the people that I saw on Discord that ended up on Mount just couldn't afford Kai.
Couldn't afford Kai, yeah.
That was the route to getting Mount for a lot I didn't really see anyone that was for that move. Yeah. And then Chilwell and the defense. I mean,
Chilwell, dude.
Insane. It's very reminiscent to Chilwell last year at the beginning of the year. And he was just like, oh my God, this guy's the best fucking pick ever.
He went on a run of 5 or 6 games similarly where he just, every game was 9, 12, 7 when they concede, he scores a goal, 15, scores a goal, clean, max bones.
And it wasn't a rotation. I mean, this was under Frank, so it was different circumstances, but he started game week 4 through 20 last season. Literal fucking just all those games straight, 90 in most of them, except for one he got hurt or something. But yeah, I mean, I think the big difference between him and Alonso is he can, he's not really slow and really, I mean, he's questionable defensively, but he's not as much of a liability. He can actually track back, where Alonso, once he's up, he's up. And, he's always been more well-rounded. He just had some sort of problem. I don't know if it was mental health or there's a lot of rumors about him where he was just disappeared for a long time. But yeah, I mean, it seems like it's just his spot. I don't expect him to play every game because it's Chelsea and it's Tuchel and whatnot. And they have a lot of games.
50 games, yeah.
Yeah, but to me, it seems like I feel safe saying he's first choice and a great pick.
Yeah, I mean, he's played 5 in a row now with every game, and he's looked unbelievable. And for as much of FPL wise, watching Alonso was oh shit, he's fucking in the box so much. He can't really defend very well. Not to say Cholo,
and he's so slow.
Defender. Yeah, he's so slow, and they have to adapt the whole team and the way they play to covering for him and shit. And with Cholo, they just don't have to do that. He's the recovery pace. Yeah, I mean I'm getting very tired of watching him on the team sheet and then him scoring every game and getting all these points. It's just whatever, I don't
8, 15, 12.
Yeah, I don't really want to keep playing, not having him when it's just, death and taxes like Chilwell. I mean, I'm looking at doing Duffy to Chilwell as my transfer this week right now. I'm not dead set on it, but I just feel in retrospect of the weekend, the thing I'm most tired of is not having him and him scoring a goal every week.
I agree with that.
It's just not, obviously it's not sustainable. He's not going to score a goal every week, but maybe he does.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing in these, he's just, you watch the games, and whether it was him or Alonso, that position is playing in the box. I mean, he's a striker.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's this he's playing all of them in a row. And he's also, with Alonso, we're waiting for the other shoe to drop because he's old and slow. And he's not the future. I mean, Chilwell's, it's his position. It's him.
Yeah. So, 24. Yeah. He's not even in his prime yet. He's going to be there for a while. I like Cutler calls him their false 3, which is just great.
Yeah.
But
what do you think about Reese over on the other side?
Well, before that, I just wanted to warn people, he's probably going to get rotated in one of these next 2 fixtures because they do not need their first 11 to beat Newcastle and Burnley. They also have a Champions League game in between those 2. So I doubt he's going to play 3 games in 1 week for no reason when they're the 3 easiest games that they'll have all season. So
or he does.
Or he does and scores them on 3 and fuck me. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just warning people because everyone's going to fucking bitch and moan when he's not starting one of them.
But that's the thing is, like, yes, that's fair and reasonable, but is that a significant enough risk to not buy the player?
Not at all.
No, because you could be just wrong. Like, he's just... Yeah. He just runs up and down, and if his fitness is good, then he'll just keep playing.
And there's an international break, and really, how often against Newcastle and Burnley is he going to sprint the entire length of the pitch to get back?
He's just going to be playing in half. He's playing in half the pitch the whole time. He's barely
half court basketball shit. It's just ridiculous. But I
mean, it's not like he's going to get in like over Shaw and the England team or anything. He's going to have 2 weeks off. Right?
Who gets in over Shaw? Who could possibly get in over Shaw?
Who could possibly play over fucking Luke Shaw?
Reece? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Do you have a clear head on Reece? I mean, his goal was gorgeous. I thought he completely fucked up the chance and missed the net entirely from the angle that we had on the TV and didn't cut it back to Kai, who was cutting in, and I was really mad at him, but it was beautiful. If he gets minutes, he's a great pick. I'm not super confident that he's going to play a ton of minutes, but I don't know. Am I seeing this wrong? Am I just...
Well, I think he's a reasonable pick. I mean, my main thing with him where I'm more worried is, Chilwell doesn't really have Aspil playing is important, right? They like having him. And when he plays in the center back, they lose a lot of height.
Yep.
And I think that's an important thing because when Chilwell plays, Reece is obviously small as well, but moving that player to the wing back, having extra height with the third center back. But I'm saying that meaning that Chilwell, Aspil, and James all playing, with their short little midget DMs, like all of a sudden you're looking at the team and I don't know if that's in his thinking, but just something I was thinking about.
Yeah. And sometimes they even do Aspil wingback, Reece sort of right center back. He does weird stuff on that side. And maybe it's some sort of athleticism thing because Chilwell Rudiger is just like so solid. Like you never worry about that side really. Up against Chelsea, everyone attacks the other side. So yeah,
I don't know. I mean, he's 5'5".
I just don't have a clear head on him. I don't know why. I think because he's just been so in and out this season so far. But and the red card and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, he's an okay pick. He's probably gonna play more than not play, if I had to guess. Over 50% of the games, I would guess. So that's good, right?
Yeah. I mean, 5'5".
Yeah. They're not the same defense that they were last season, though. I mean, that has to be said. Like the underlying and all that stuff where they were absolutely supersonic, untouchable last season is just one notch back to reality. And, but they're still
Mendy
good.
And they have
Mendy's
Mendy
on
doing
fire.
This, which he wasn't doing last year. So
yeah, he's on fucking fire.
They might just be, again, right? This whole season is a small sample size. And when you see like Mendy doing this and these things clicking and the distance between the top 3 and the rest of the league, I still expect it to continue, just because, I obviously the numbers and, watching them tells us that, they're a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, the main reason I bring that up, though, is because we've been championing City defenders over them. And I just still completely believe that to be true, despite, Ederson conceding a useless penalty.
I agree, but I'm at the point now where I think Chilwell is right behind Cancelo in that pack. Like I would want, I still prefer Cancelo to Chilwell.
Yeah.
I would take Chilwell over any of the other City defenders now, where, he got his first start. I'm like, okay, let me wait and see. He got his second start. I'm like, okay, let me wait and see. Now it's like, okay, he's playing every week. He's playing well. He's
scoring.
Obviously, it's just all the things. So that's where I think it shifted a little bit for me,
Yeah. I like that. Maybe we should talk about Man City. I mean, Espen said Foden. Are you still not remotely interested?
No. So that was one thing I wanted to definitely talk about. I mean, wrong, right? Totally. Yeah. I'm ready to fucking say I was dead ass way the fuck wrong over the last few weeks saying I wasn't interested in Foden because, it was the Liverpool game, best player on the pitch for them. Burnley game, they didn't play that well, but he was good. he was unplayable against Brighton. And, you know, looking at their team, the Ferran injury does matter because it's just one name out of the hat, you know, and Raz, granted he's injured, but
exactly.
He's got a knock, but, you know, I mean, it's not like he was playing much before, but
we don't even know if it's a real knock. He might just be in the fucking
he might just be the fucking bombed out because he said he wants to leave and shit.
Getting more playing time. Yeah, like it might just be Sane 2.0 and he's just like gone.
Yeah. He might, you know, who knows?
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, watching them play, it's just like, Foden's their best attacker every game that he plays.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good. So, right, same thing like you just mentioned with Chol, right? Like 3 games in a week. But City always have 3 games in a week. He's not going to play every game, but the way he looks, great pick.
It's like Jota last year type of thing. It's like when he starts, unbelievable pick, like double-digit quality asset. When he doesn't start, hopefully he subs on and gets points. I mean,
he just looks great.
Yeah, again. I mean,
he looks Brighton, better. Honestly, he even looks better than last. Like he just looks like he's way better.
Not to like toot my own horn, but when everyone was fucking
toot it, baby.
Well, everyone's always so angry at my evaluation of Greenwood, which is still what it is. Our evaluation, both of us on Foden, was always this guy's like a fucking superstar.
Dude, I had him for so many blanks that he didn't start. I've had him for so many weeks over the last.
We're just seeing a fucking
star
player.
Last year.
Yeah, like we're just seeing a star player get more opportunity and taking them. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Brighton returns were really fucking annoying.
Well, I mean, we could spend a little bit of time on that game too. I mean, I feel like, we talk about Ole, right?
Yeah.
Potter did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
In the first half. I mean, he did literally the fucking exact same thing. He's like, you know what? We can do this. You know, we can go toe to toe. We can play our game and they won't be able to handle it.
Yep.
And they played their game and he goes fucking 3-0 at half. It's like, okay, buddy.
It wasn't even half. It was like 20 minutes, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean,
but going in at half, it was, but And City didn't even do anything. They just let Brighton do their fucking counters. Shit, and they just fucking obliterated them.
Yep.
Then he comes back at half. He's like, "Oh, okay. I realize. Sorry, Pepinho. Like, sorry, guys. Like, my players are on Brighton. I'm managing Brighton Hove Albion.
Yeah,
I'm not managing like fucking whatever. We can't do this against you, actually." And then they played. I mean, it was 3-0, and City kind of turtled a little bit, but.
They played pretty well second half. I mean,
they did. I mean, City, they weren't interested. They were kind of fucking whatever. But, I mean, that was really frustrating too. Because, I mean, this game, we also were both kind of looking at this game like, very low scoring,
annoying,
KG.
and then City will win. Yeah.
And instead, Potter does that. He's like, let's play at the back. Like, let's put Grob at fucking center back and put these guys here. And then the amount of times they tried to pass out from the back and just turned it over before they got out of the half and created a chance for City it was just like rinse repeat. It was insane.
Yeah.
It was just insane football that first half.
Yeah.
It was fucking shocking.
And then, Foden's goal, that was a Jesus shot that accidentally hit him in the back of the foot.
The jack thing. Yeah, I mean, he could have.
And he stays on and plays
game.
fucking 90 in a joke of a game and gets an assist in the 92nd minute. I was just like, come on, dude. But still, I mean, I'm not I'm not retracting anything that we said. It's just like, seriously, like, where's my fucking dick goal that he didn't even know about? Can Kai just accidentally? Can someone accidentally?
That was Jack earlier in the season.
Yeah, you got a dick goal. I've been getting no dick all season. Pause. But can someone just shoot it into the back of fucking Kai's Achilles and it accidentally goes into the net? Give me a break. Ridiculous shit.
The answer is no.
Yeah, no. The answer is emphatically no.
All right. So I mean, Foden very happy. Well, not happy, but very able to admit very bad call on Foden here for the last couple of weeks from me.
Yeah, and I think it's sort of related, but it's something I've been thinking about because I haven't had Livermento all season, but and Duffy got dropped, so it's a little bit, it's different now. But when Duffy and Livermento were going, we should have probably taken more chances on a Jota, Foden, and whatever because everyone had such good benches with such good picks. flanking them. So maybe that was also part of the oversight. Is like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I had Jota for a while.
Yeah, but wildcard teams that were like getting Foden, like I would be like, I don't like the Foden pick, whatever. But their bench is 3 deep. It's a 4-5 mid and Duffy and Livermento. Like I should have been like, that's reasonable.
Yeah, like, go for it.
Yeah, go for it. That's a high upside play with
you're right. You're right.
Backup. So.
And I mean, maybe honestly too. I mean, in FPL, as much as I love and rate Foden, owning Foden has been an absolute fucking unmitigated disaster for me. Right. And I've owned him a lot. Like a lot.
More than probably anyone.
Yeah. And most people that are good at FPL, which I am not going to pretend to say I'm good at FPL, have not owned him because he's been a bad pick in the past. So maybe I'm just like, that's clouding me too much now, where I'm just like in denial, where it's like, Foden, like, don't hurt me, Foden, don't hurt me. But now is when it's the time.
It's hard. It's hard to swing.
Well, I get so emotional with my players, and I have these attachments. Like, dude, like Lauren was asking me the other day, like she saw her friend and her friend's son, and he likes football a lot. So he was asking her like, what players do I like? And all she could come up with were players that I hate. Because all I talk about, like Kevin and shit.
Yeah.
She's like, all I ever do is complain to her about all these players that I fucking hate.
That's amazing.
And that disappoint me and shit. So she's like, who do you actually like? And I was like, oh, okay, like we can do this.
Yeah.
But it's.
But and what's the answer though? I want to know. Mo?
Oh, well, I mean, Tadic. Ziyech. Yaya Toure.
Balassi. Balassi.
Yeah, Mo. We could throw Mo in there.
I feel like you've always liked Mo.
Yeah, I've always liked Mo. Trent.
Yeah, there's
that's
guys.
Enough. I mean, that's enough.
Yeah, there's guys. That's fun. That is funny, though. We definitely spend more emotional energy hating than loving.
Yeah.
It's like when someone
I was trying to explain to her.
I'm like, yeah, they should do well. They're fucking amazing. And then when someone fucking fucks it that I didn't even want anyway, it's so much more painful. It's twice as painful. It's like, I didn't even want this fucking piece of shit.
And he sucks. I was right.
He fucking sucks. Yeah, it's the double.
I mean, I was trying to explain to her. I was like, Tadic. I was like, no, like, you don't understand. Like, he's my favorite player of all time.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait, what? Like, oh, because he was on Palace, right? And I was like, no, never. And I was just like trying to explain to her like everything that he represents and like what he is and what he means to me, of just like hope and football and beauty and everything. And she's like, I don't know. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about, really. I was like, don't worry about it. She's like, wait, so he plays for Amsterdam's team? And I was like, yeah, it's Ajax. She's like, oh, like Amsterdam FC? Is that what it stands for? I was like, no, it's like this. And she's like, oh, so he's Dutch? Combo. And I was like, no, he's Serbian. And she's like, well, why doesn't he play in Serbia? And I was like, oh, well.
That's a whole different football thing. Yeah, I saw a thing. He joined like a very select list of players with 100+ goals and 100+ assists in a single league. He did that in Dutch league.
He's a god.
It was a short list. It's like fucking.
I bet it was a short fucking list. That's an insane accolade.
Messi, Totti, Mueller, Giggs, Alex, Donovan in MLS, Wayne Rooney, Lampard, Tadic.
But they can't count the MLS as a league in the top 10 or even, right?
No, it's just any single league. Yeah.
Well,
Alex did it in the Super League.
Yeah, Alex. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty fucking insane.
Yeah.
All right. Should we just jump around and do some questions and stuff? I feel like we hit the meat of the pod already. All right, let's do it.
I feel so much better.
Me too. I mean, it's always been therapy for us. It always has been. It always will be.
Oh my God.
That's what it is.
I don't know why the fuck we do this, dude.
That's why. Because you feel so much better. That's literally why.
Yes.
You just answered your own question. Someone on Discord, their question in the thing was like, what do I do with like FPL despair or some shit? And my answer was subscribe at patreon.com/FMLFPL. That's what we're here for, dude. We're there with the ups and downs. No fucking OR, top 1K over here. We're fucking with you guys. We're just one of the guys.
God, we're so fucking bad at this shit. It's insane.
It's just dudes being guys.
Lauren also had a new theory that she was throwing at me in the hot tub the other night.
Okay.
She said, you are not unhappy about anything in your life at all, except for this. So like this keeps you balanced because the rest of your life is so like good, and you don't have stress or concerns about any other aspect of your life except for this game this fucking dumbass game you play. And I was like, wow, hey, there's something there.
There's something there.
Yeah. Because I don't have this feeling in any other...
Me neither.
Anywhere else in my life.
I have other bad feelings, but not this feeling.
Yeah. So, hey.
Something there. Something there.
Yeah, something there.
Okay, let's do questions. Okay. Voldy said, Spurs have been middling, but I reckon Son's plum run starts right now. Or do we wait till game week 12 to get him? I mean, that game was brutal.
Yeah, it was a tough watch. It was not fun to watch.
Brutal.
It was a very unfun game to watch. Which right? This was something that we usually great game to watch. Very entertaining game.
Yep.
Very dog shit game. Very low quality.
West Ham are just good. Also, like they're low key. Maybe not that low key. Just been better than Spurs for like 2 years now.
Yeah,
they're
fine.
But
they low key also haven't like really played well for a while.
Yeah, but they just get it done.
They get it done.
Once they decided to shut the game down, the game was over. Spurs didn't get a shot in the second half.
After they scored, it was...
They scored and said, we're just better. You're just not going to lay a fucking glove. And Spurs were like, you are.
So what do you make of that? Any takeaways from that game? I mean, talking about Spurs... I mean, because we talked. You said you thought that I was onto something about Son in this new role on the left.
Yeah, he was deeper. He was noticeably deeper because I was watching that game pretty closely, and it just seemed like he had to. It wasn't even. I'm not even sure if you looked at like a positional map, his average position would be that much different. But it seemed like he had to go do more work to get the ball, and he wasn't getting the ball like on the front foot, on the run. Like the way we think about a Son goal, right, is always like. Countering, gets the ball, perfectly weighted ball in front of him, does the thing. Yeah, it's not usually like
to the right dong top corner.
Yeah, exactly. And it just seemed like there was more work involved. But another thing with this game is, something that to my knowledge is pretty like immeasurable with stats right now. I maybe expected threat, but we were watching this game kind of together. They were just like bad individual player performances. Kane, Son, etc. And Dombele was still pretty good. But
Skip and Højbjerg's passing forward was very bad.
Unbelievably bad. The crosses from the fullbacks, awful. And it was like, it just felt like to me that they were leaving points on the table. Not that they actually turned them into chances, but it was like, in the position that Kane is in right now, I'd expect him to do better. In the position that Son's in right now, I'd expect them to do better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Spurs were the better team. I think that they didn't create the chances to win, but given how the game was going, they should have won, if that makes sense. I mean, West Ham scored off a set piece. They didn't create anything either, and Spurs had more of the ball in the final third, and they were they were the brighter team in general, I thought. I think that there is maybe something to be concerned about the fullback play because, with the lack of, really, I mean, Højbjerg usually is a little bit better than how he was passing. Skip, no, like that's par for the course for Skip. He was just like, he was doing more, but Reguilón, not a good player. And I don't think that they have a player in Royale. I think he's just not very good. So I mean, that could be an issue because if they're playing this formation, it's really just like Ndombele has to do everything. And that's an issue.
Or
I don't know.
Lucas has to dribble 3 guys and then they're on the break or something like that, which is just not realistic. He's good.
I don't like Lucas in this position at all. I think he was bad 2 games ago, and I thought he really struggled in this game.
Yeah, I think
he's
fine.
He can't pass though. But he can't pass. They need that guy to pass.
I just think it's too much onus on him in general. Like I think if it was a more functioning, flowing team, and he was just the third guy on the break, or sometimes beat a man or whatever, I think he does that well. But having to just be like. Give Lucas the ball and then sit on our asses and hope he beats 3 guys. It's just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I think I don't know that much about Lo Celso, honestly. Like I've really only watched him play.
We haven't seen him play that much.
6 games. I don't know really what he does, but could he work there?
Oh, in the front three? Yeah, maybe.
I mean, over on the right next to Ndombele, like can he do that, or is he really only a central?
Far forward, like 10, but sort of almost second striker in France. Before the Betis season, that was his role, was like really far forward doing that. So yeah, maybe he could. I mean, I think it would basically pass. What I imagine if they were to try that is Paul when he played on the left in the like left forward kind of for Man United, and it worked. It really fucking worked. Like they had pace elsewhere, they had goals elsewhere, shots elsewhere, and Paul could just like sort of drift inside, do his thing, pass the ball. It was good. So yeah, I mean maybe that's a shout.
Yeah.
But yeah, the quality behind Son and Kane is just bad. And in Ndombele, he's good.
Ndombele is good, yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I still think Lo Celso in for Skip is still a thing too. I mean,
I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
He played deep. Sorry, I got it backwards when I said before. He played deep in France, and then he went to more forward in Spain, and that's where he scored like 10 goals or whatever.
Yeah.
He played in a double pivot in France for PSG and started the majority of their games. Like Skip is like work rate. So. But I just think Lo Celso can do all that stuff.
I don't think so. I don't think they're good enough. I mean, that's a very different kettle of fish when you're talking about PSG, right, in France and playing against fucking farmers. The balance is on point. Like the balance with Skip and Hoj and the whole other fucking thing they have going, I feel like is exactly what they need. They just need that three behind Kane to just function a little bit better. Yeah. And that's why I was looking at Lucas, because it's not Ndombele's that's for goddamn sure. No. And it's not Son. I mean, because Son's just a world-class player. So I feel like if that Lucas spot is just a little bit better at just stitching it together and not just a dribbler.
No, I see what you mean.
That's to me the loose end, because I think you put Lo Celso in next to Hoj, because Hoj, he also like fucking gets in the box and shit. Like he likes joining.
He fucking shouldn't. I wish he would.
But he does. And maybe you can shackle him with Lo Celso, maybe, but it's just the defensive steel. They need that. Dude, their center backs, their defenders are awful.
So
they need
agree.
I think they need Skip. I mean, I think I like the Skip Hoj pair a lot. I think it's really good.
That's the thing. I think that's the gap that we have, because I agree with everything you're saying, except I just don't think that Skip is better than Lo Celso defensively. I haven't seen Skip be like some incredible DM.
No, that's
whereas
fair.
I think Lo Celso can do the intercepting and tackling and pressing that Skip's doing while being a really good passer.
Okay, that might be. Yeah. And if that's the case, I don't trust Nuno to find it, so we'll never know.
So hopefully someone else does. There we go. There it is.
Check us out.
Vac said, how are we feeling about Brighton? Did Duffy lose his spot, or is it just a tactical change against City?
Yeah, I mean, that was being kind of kicked around during the week.
Yeah, but I don't know.
No, I mean, the fixture... Duffy can't fucking move. I mean, he's obviously the hugest liability of life, and you want to pull someone around, Duffy's going to get pulled around by everyone.
Yeah.
Duffy's been good, but it's still Shane Duffy. He's no world-class player. And, Liverpool, will he start Liverpool? I don't know. The main issue right now that we're looking at, you think he'll come back in?
Yeah, I mean, because I think of Dunk and Burn not too dissimilarly.
I agree with you, but the other missing piece who also didn't play, who is fit again, is Webster, right?
Is he fit?
I thought, I think so. Wasn't he on the bench?
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's back fit.
Yeah, then
they have everyone back. They have Veltman, Dunk, Webster, Lamptey, Burn. It's just
Cucurella.
Someone's some of them are going to be missing out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's unclear.
It might be time. It might be time now, and in March too. Don't forget, right? March is there.
So it's like Dunk and Cucurella are the only nailed ones probably at this point.
And I think Webster's nailed.
You do?
I don't think he's ever not played Webster when he's fit since either thing have happened. I think he always plays Webster.
I guess except this week.
Yeah, which let me just double check.
Yeah, if he was on the bench, then this would be like sort of the one exception. But I do think that that's largely true. Even last season, it seemed like Webster was like started almost every game. Okay, so I mean,
Webster was an unused sub. He was on the bench.
So what about? I mean, like, I feel like in preseason this would have been sort of unheard of. But what about spending $5 million on a Dunker Cucurella? I mean, they're getting City and Liverpool out of the way now. And then they have a very reasonable run. There's not really other teams where I'd be like, this is a nightmare for a Brighton defender.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good shout. A dunk. I think it depends a lot on your team because you weigh him. Like I'm looking at this spot at like the 5 million is, okay, Matip, Christensen, you can look at these elite
or up
team
to the elite.
Yeah, elite, I mean, say you're at 5, right, and you don't want to go up over 5 if that's what you can afford.
Yeah.
Can you afford a guy who's going to get rotated there and rely on your bench, or do you need this spot to be start every week? Yeah, I definitely I'm with you totally that like Dunk is fine, because this is a really good defensive team and. We know that for sure. So, I mean, I think, good picks. But, I'm worried about Duffy. And it might be kind of like a little one of those where, they play the bad teams and Duffy plays. That's great for fantasy. So you could, you could wait and see if that happens, Yeah. But I
like Cucurella a lot. I mean.
Yeah, I know you do.
He's gotten bonus already in 2 different games just with a clean sheet. Like, he's just very active and does lots of stuff. I mean. I just like him and his hair and shit. So
I would still prefer Dunk though for me because I think that he's like better. You're better chance of him getting a goal than Cucurella doing anything.
Also, will probably get rotated.
He could.
There's just so many guys.
Yeah,
I feel like Potter likes keeping everyone happy,
But over on the left, I mean, he's been playing Burn at fucking left wing back, so he doesn't have too much.
Yeah, Burn, March, I don't know. Yeah, some shit. But yeah, maybe.
And they do only play once a week. I don't know. I'm not too worried about the rotation. I just think Dunk's goal threat is better than his bonus under or that kind of thing.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, we haven't really seen him like create chances and stuff. So.
Yeah.
And then Lamptey, who knows? Maybe he's just back, baby.
Yeah.
Fucking little legend. Bryce said, everyone understandably distracted by the United result, but what other teams raised eyebrows for you? Everton for me. My theory is teams with a lot of internationals may be struggling for coherence and or are fatigued. Bry always has a theory.
Yeah, I mean, and they're pretty...
Every question is attached to a theory.
They're difficult to prove or disprove.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Everton's, sure, but I think their bigger problem besides that is that their squad's dog shit. DCL's been out for they're playing. Rondon's gotten 6 straight starts, right? I mean, what are we talking about here, right? We talked about Doucouré out, huge deal.
The Diddler, Gomes.
Yeah. I mean, they have a really, really bad team. Like their team is 12th.
The one thing I still don't understand is like, why are they wide open on the counter against Watford? Like, what happened to Rafa? Like, someone spiked Rafa's drink and he's just not doing the Rafa stuff at all.
Dude, honestly, I don't think it has anything to do with it. The players are really bad.
No, I agree, but there's a difference between being bad and just a nightmare bus that makes it really hard to play football.
Yeah.
And bad that's like it's a 2v0 counterattack in the 80th minute in the course game. It's like
they lost their heads.
Yeah.
Keane is a bad player.
Yeah. I don't like Keane.
I think that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I think Keane, like that trickle down effect is really significant because he's routinely out of position.
If Keane
as a center back, he's just
and was great for them, Burnley would be so rich because they would have sold me and Tark already for twice as much as they sold Keane.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, I don't know, Keane, kind of bad.
Yeah. And I mean, Dean this year also, he's...
What the hell is he
I don't know,
up
he
to?
just got his contract and he's just like fucked off football. Like he doesn't give a shit. He's been one of the worst players on the pitch every game they play. Whereas in the past, he's like their creative hub. Has he created a chance this season?
Don't remember.
Don't know. I mean, ICT...
He had a chance. He sailed the chance.
ICT rank for defenders creativity. Guess what it is?
8.
4.
Wow.
0 assists. 4. He's that creative.
Wow. He's so that creative.
He's so creative with 0 assists through 9 games. He's 4th. That just speaks volumes.
Well, again, the team, he's creating to Rondon and Andros Townsend and fucking Tom Davies and Iwobi and Allen, and like, there's just not that many goals in this team. Yeah.
No, I mean, they're a complete train mess. They're going to lose a lot of games in the near future.
The one thing that's good for them is Rich is back. So that's a huge positive. And Gray, we kind of accurately guessed how the game would go. He just did one amazing thing, and Davies made a good run and scored a goal. But, for as far as Gray is concerned, having Rich back is absolutely fucking gigantic, because there's someone who can score the goal and there's someone else who's running. So
they just only played 10 minutes together, but yeah.
Tyre said, is Abba becoming an option?
I feel like you're the Abba. I just perennially, I don't know what to fucking make of Abba.
Yeah, I like him, and I honestly think the way that Arsenal played against Villa was like the best I've seen them in so fucking long.
It was so long ago, dude. Friday.
So long ago.
I
was in a fucking bar watching that game. Like, that was a very long time ago. But, the fixtures are also getting pretty rough. It's at Leicester, home Watford is great. And then at Liverpool, home Newcastle is great. At Man United, maybe they'll have a, Conte in there by then or something. At Everton, maybe Rafa will clean it up by then. I don't know. I'm a mixed bag with Abba. I think he's fine, and he'll tick in sort of a Vardy type of way. But I'm not like very excited at the prospect, and I'm probably nowhere near captaining him. Like home Newcastle, unless like
you can't,
Mo,
captaining. Are you kidding me?
I'm just talking like unless Mo's at Chelsea in game week 13 and Ob's home Newcastle.
Forget about it, dude.
Whoa, dude, chill.
Captaining an Arsenal player. They're the most schizo team of life.
I know. I think they're trending upwards, is what I was saying. It's the best they've played. But, yeah, he's fine, I guess. He's an option. The second premium is a weird spot. Like there's Mo, which literally 100% of the Mug League owns, which tells you all you need to know. And then it's, Obs, Vardy, Kane, Son, Kev, Bruno, Ronaldo. It's like, I don't know. I'm not too into any of them, until the fixtures turn for Spurs. I don't know. It's a very weird thing. Mane's still a really good pick, probably, even though he didn't play. So, I don't know. Speaking of Liverpool question, Jack said, what are your thoughts on Jota? Firmino's a risk, but he's out of position when he plays. Does it make sense to go cheap on forwards, invest in these mid-price mids like Foden, Jota, Mount? Chin Nation followed up and said, who do you prefer long-term in the Jota versus Kai/Mount versus Foden? So a lot of interest in that sort of 7.5 to 8 range of mids.
Yeah, I mean, Foden stands out to me. What do you think about, you've been pretty big as a proponent of Jota.
Yeah,
you still
I feel
think
like I'm just
same shit?
Vindicated by, goal assists. Yeah, he's just, anytime he starts, he's worth 11 million. When he doesn't start,
at 11.
Yeah, I mean,
it'd be like 9.5.
No, that's ridiculous. I think that's actually ridiculous to say. I mean, I think he would be, if he was nailed left wing in that made up world, he was Mane's role. He would be Mane's price. Okay. That's basically what I'm saying. So when he starts, I
don't know about that. He's never had 10 goals in the league.
Well, he had 9 in 1,100 minutes last year. That's where we're coming from. So, when he starts, incredible. When he doesn't, you just hope he does something or stays on the bench, which usually doesn't happen. He's just gonna be good all season. I still believe that to be true. Okay. I like the Foden pick more than like a Kai or even a Mount. I don't know. Maybe we're getting baited right now by Pep, and he's just gonna fucking Ferran him out to oblivion, but it just seems like
it doesn't seem like
their
that's
best
happen.
Attacker and like essential to all
he's their best plans. He's their best player every game.
Like, actually every game, and everything's there to facilitate him getting shots and getting on the ball and stuff. So I like that. We talked about Kai Mount already.
Yeah.
And then last question's Brian again. I'd be interested to know what you guys think about Jim. Is he still rusty? Is he improving on his early game showings? His next 5 are really good, but his shooting has been underwhelming to say the least. Yeah, I feel like Laga...
I've been saying this, right? The team is fucked, right? Like the team is just, they're not functioning. They just look bad every game. So he's a bad pick because of that.
Right.
To me, that's the beginning and the end of it. To score 1 goal against Leeds is you're a bad team if you score 1 goal against this Leeds team.
What I was going to say about that game exactly, because they did, like, I feel like Laga, I feel like he's having like an identity crisis a little bit, because early season it was like, this is a fucking guns blazing awesome attacking team, and that's what they're trying to do. And then they got some bad results, and it seemed like like our Wolves fucking bad all of a sudden. And now he kind of did a Nuno against Leeds. Yeah, they created all of their chances, took the lead.
He's been doing that for a while.
Took the lead and then completely shut it down, and they just didn't do anything after that. So that is very not great for fantasy prospects.
I mean, looking at Jim in isolation, right? The goal against Southampton, defended diabolically. Like that was the one with Salisu, the thing that everyone...
It was a Southampton goal.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fucking goalkeeper assist. Like, okay, show me the amount of those, right? I have more fingers than that. He got a couple assists home Newcastle. The assist against Leeds is a fucking block shot, like a Kev assist, Yep. A Kev assist. He's not doing anything. I mean, he's not looking good. He's not fucking getting all these chances. It's... The team is... I think the team's... Again, so back to balance, right? We were talking about this earlier, but... They have to stop playing 3 at the back. It's just not a 3 at the back team. I mean, what are they? What's their ambition? What are they trying to do? Yeah, because playing 3 at the back is like, they're not Chelsea. They're not going to be like a top 4 team by winning 1-0 all the time or 2-0, 2-1 by playing 3 at the back. The players just aren't good enough. The performance has been really bad.
Yeah, to me, the answer to the question is, is he a problem if you own him? Nah, he's probably not the worst thing on your team. It's fine.
Yeah, he's not that expensive anyway.
Yeah, are you buying him? Probably not. No. But also, just to challenge Brian's question, I don't think the fixtures are good. I mean, home Everton might be good. I don't really know what to make of that fixture at all. But then
I think it's good.
It's probably good. It's definitely above average.
This week, it's good.
It's good.
I mean, let's look at them right now.
And then it's at Palace, home West Ham, and I don't think either of those are good. So, And
then they have 2 good, and then they have
then they have 2 incredible, and then like fire sell.
Yeah. I mean, this is a question of, I have Jim in my team. What am I supposed to do? Not like, are we buying Jim? No one in their fucking right mind is buying Jim right now.
Yeah, I think that's basically right. Yeah. Okay. Good job, ass.
Okay.
Let's go to our teams and shit.
Okay.
What are you looking at?
Well, I mean, the 2 things I want are Chilwell and Foden. I can't really make like both of them happen. So, I mean, I kind of have to like choose one, I suppose. So, I don't know.
Where are you getting money?
I have like fucking 4 million in the bank right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can either I could do Duffy to Chilwell, or I could do Gallagher to Foden.
Wow, that's really hard.
I don't know.
All right, well, I mean, at least you have a great option that you're going to be happy with either way.
Do you have any thoughts on those?
Not really. Matters? I mean, there's midweeks and we'll have.
Do it later this week.
We do a Patreon pod for a reason. Like, I'm in no rush. You're in no rush. Like, I think we'll figure that out on Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, that's
a good spot to be in.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
What about
for
what
me? I mean, my team's totally fine. I mean, I might honestly save. Not the most thrilling, but I need Broja info. I need Mbumo info. They might both be out. I'm not.
Dude, that Redmond miss. How nuts!
It was insane. He was even. I've never seen the player actually hysterically laughing. Also, because usually they're just head in hands and everyone else is like in complete disbelief. He turned around and was like. He was almost like, what just happened? Like, I blacked out. Like, did I score? Like, did I not score?
Yeah, it was like fucking Will Ferrell and Old School doing the debate.
Yes. Like, honestly, Broja / Southampton are at Watford, home Villa, at Norwich next 3. Like, Broja, Livermento, even a wild Redmond shout. He's in form other than that miss is in play. But, he might just be injured. So, I'm not thrilled at the idea of starting, Ben White at Leicester, which would be the next man up probably for me. Yeah. That's so if those guys, if both of them are out, it sounds like Bumo's hamstring, but we don't know the severities. If both of them are out, I'll do something about that probably. But otherwise, I don't know. Might save. I'm on Mo though. Cap. I'm sure you're on Mo the same.
Yeah. Bumo seems like he might be okay.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like as soon as he felt anything, Frank ripped him off, which most managers don't do.
Yeah,
so
because he
like
subbed
that.
off, and it was like, what's happening? He's just like,
he felt something. To quote Christian Pulisic.
Yeah, well, right. Okay. Oh God.
That's about it, dude. I think we got there in the end. Let me slap asses. We got some new friends, new Patreon signups. We got Brett D, Mike Bassett, Tom Hughes. Slipped the ass. Get in there, baby.
I think Tom Hughes deletes and signs up like every few months.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe when he thinks he's going to have like a big month, try and sneak a mug or something.
Something like that. It's been here before.
Maybe it's just a love-hate.
I see you, Tom. See you, Tom Hughes. Wherever the fuck you are. I don't know what you're up to. I don't know what your game is. We'll take your $4 or whatever, $2. I don't know what the fuck the thing is.
Hopefully he's scamming Patreon. Like, hopefully it works for us, but he's scamming whatever service. Like, maybe he's using fake credit cards or something, or like scamming PayPal and using that to pay. And I'm all for that. So just,
Well, if he was doing that, then he wouldn't quit it.
Yeah, I guess you would just keep it.
Yeah.
Questioning Tom Hughes, questioning his motives. Yeah,
I don't know about this Tom Hughes. Is he on Discord or is he the other one, the cheap one?
I don't know. I'm not going to check now.
All right. No, Tom Hughes, you're off the hook for right now, but we might revisit this. So
off the hook, but the entire Patreon pod is going to be you on the hook, just investigating.
The good thing about a Tom Hughes, in air quotes, Tom Hughes, there have to be like 50,000 people named Tom Hughes in the world.
Yeah.
At least
he is on Discord. Yeah, brand newest sign up on Discord. Just Tom Hughes on Discord. Unless he
this could have been. It could have been a different actual.
Could be a new Tom.
It could be a new Tom Hughes.
Yeah. I was about to say his email address, and then I was like, I probably shouldn't say his email address.
All right.
That's like, it was this Tom Hughes.
So this is where loose lips sink ships. This is where that's where high tides raise boats.
High tides raise rods.
Fuck.
Can you look it up?
I'm looking. High tide rise ships. What's it called? Not a euphemism, an expression.
Yeah.
A rising tide lifts all boats.
Love that.
That's what I was going for. Does that apply? What were you talking about before when I was like scrambling about it?
No idea.
No clue. I hope it applies.
Yeah, I hope it does too.
Google says that it's associated with the idea that an improved economy will benefit all participants.
Unless you cap Kai, it must say at the end of the definition.
Yeah, well, he's not a boat. He's a fucking submarine. He doesn't rise.
Well, the economy is Mo, and everyone owns it. But if you don't captain him, some ships just fucking crash to the bottom. So should I call the pod Rising Tide expression, or should I was going to call it the Valley of Despair, but it seems like we're ending on kind of a high note.
I don't give a fuck what you call this pod. I don't ever care.
That's beautiful.
It's all you, baby.
Any last words?
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Check us out at FMLFPL.com. Follow us on Twitter and FMLFPL. Support us at Patreon.com/FMLFPL. Subscribe, rate, review, cheers!